Hey Battlebox fam, I've got mission 105 big long box here, so let's open the seal and see what came this month. What's up guys, Eric here with At Home in the Future, and I'm back with another Battlebox unboxing, big long box this month. If you're unfamiliar with Battlebox, and I doubt you are if you watch this channel or you're watching this unboxing, but the OG kind of survival, tactical, cool outdoor gear type box to get. It comes in 4 different flavors. Basic box for pretty cheap, Pro Plus for a lot more, but it comes with more blades and gear and everything. Lots of stuff in between. If you want to get the subscription for yourself, be sure to follow the link on the screen or down in the description. Always a fun one to get, probably one of the more interesting mixes of gear and stuff out there. But let's open this up and see. I did see a little bit of a spoiler for this one. So I'm pretty sure I know what the blade of the month is. But excited nonetheless. I feel like Battlebox has the biggest disparity in packaging sizes. I don't think it's ever come in the same size box month to month here. So anyway, here we go. Okay, lots of stuff. Something smells good. Maybe, I think there's like soap down here. Okay, let's see, where's our guide? All right, mission brief 105. Hard to believe we're already at this point. Lots of stuff, all right. There you go, quick overview. Like I mentioned, there's basic, advanced, pro, pro plus. You know what, lots of stuff packed in here. Let's take up a lot of room on camera. So I'm gonna take all this out and we'll go through it one by one. All right, all laid out, here we go. Let's start over here with the basic. And yeah, I'll say the basic actually has had a pretty good mix of gear the last few months. Let's start at the top here with Outdoor Elements Fire Flute.2Looks like this was like a user recommended thing from Anthony. All right, thanks Anthony. So I guess we have just like collapsible ferro rod here. It's funny, it's got a QR code where you can check out a video of this. Very oddly specific 52-second video. I don't know why they didn't just say 1-minute video. Okay, so lots of different stuff here. We got a whistle, a striker plate built in, that's nice. Pocket clip, fire tender tab place, an O-ring to keep it watertight. It's made of aluminum, super light, and you got your little ferro rod. Replaceable, which is nice, although like if you're using a ferro rod that much, I don't know, I just can't see a scenario where you're actually having to replace this thing. But let's open it up and take a quick peek. I'm probably gonna leave the tinder in there, which by the way, if you're a company that uses this type of packaging, having the cutouts in the back, A+ for that. All right, so here we go. Like I said, I'm gonna leave the tinder in there and kind of keep that nice and preserved. But we have a surprisingly sturdy feeling little ferro rod here. I think, did it close back in on itself? So the ferro rod, like I said, is replaceable. You can see that's threaded too. That's nice. You'll scrape the paint off of this over time. It doesn't look like it can totally collapse in on itself for storage. That's the only thing that I feel like is a little bit of a miss. Now you break it apart. It looks like your striker is right here on the edge of this. So you would scrape that paint off and get striking. It's got a nice whistle built in. I think they said 120 decibels. And there you have your O-ring where you can flow in some of that fire plug style storage. I've seen a ton of people make these fire plugs, so that's good to know. But you keep that in there and keep that all nice and tight and stored up. I've seen similar designs. Who is it makes that? I forget the company. There's a company that makes these really nice ferro rods where the ferro rod actually stores up just to make it a little bit more collapsible in the capsule itself. I guess you're using that there for your storage. This is more like a pin shape. Let's see. The clip is a combination. It looks like it's nice, but also just a little bit dinky, but cool. As far as ferro rods go, that is definitely a nice one. It's much thicker and more sturdy than I would think. Some of these you get are really skinny and thin. You can really press down this and probably just launch some sparks off with it. So, all right, Outdoor Element, that is their fire flute. Pretty cool. Let's keep moving down the list here. Next up, we have this Delta emergency water filter, which I have seen, as they say, there's a video if you want to pause it and check out Curran's demonstration of that. But this is a pretty interesting filter here. I wonder if this is as thorough as some other filter options. Yeah, look at that. 99.999% bacteria, viruses, parasites, cysts. It does say chemicals too, which is interesting. Asbestos, mercury, lead. Okay, so that is a legitimate filter there. I wonder how many, okay, 75 gallons. For the size of this thing, that's pretty light. So let's open this up and look. This is a type of design I feel like I haven't seen as much. So it looks like we assemble this plastic together here. So I'm not going to totally pop it together here because I don't want to not be able to store it again. But it looks like you assemble the plastic in this little kind of funnel shape like you can see on the packaging. And then you have this, I'm guessing it was like a charcoal activated, oh, a few of them. Charcoal activated filter thing that will slide down in that, and then you pour into this, and slowly over time it'll kind of drip, I guess similar to like maybe a pour over coffee thing, will drip down through this, filtering out all that stuff. Probably slow moving. It's gravity, so yeah. Probably a little slow moving and stuff, but also really nice. I like that it gets chemicals and all those things in it too, and I can't imagine that these would be all that expensive to replace these. So it's something you could stock up on. It's very light, and I would guess it's probably not very heat sensitive either. So something you could store in bug out bags and everything else. But that's an interesting little system. Very simple, reliable parts that are sturdy and everything, and could save you in a pinch. So that's from Delta, the emergency water filter. Interesting product. Again, that's the thing I feel like Battlbox is good at, is showing you stuff like that that you haven't really seen before. So next up from Absorbits, we have the Wet Electronics Rescue Pouch. I feel like I've seen a version of this in the past. So this is kind of like the idea, instead of the old internet rice trick where you drop your phone in something and you need to dry it out, you throw it in rice. This is like a bag that's full of those little absorbent pouches that normally come in stuff that says do not eat. It's like a whole bag that's infused with that stuff. So here we go. Of course, you can't feel it, but you can probably hear it. A bunch of those little beads. Feel like they're kind of settled at the bottom. Shake it out, get them distributed and everything. But it's got some instructions on here. Turn it off, remove the device, or remove the case and everything, the battery if you can, and pop it in there. It says check in 4 to 6 hours, so it must really drain that moisture out. But anything that you need to dry out, that's electronics and everything, definitely phone sized, you can throw in this pouch. Has a little clip if you need it. Now a lot of modern phones these days are waterproof, so I'm not sure like how much you would really need to rely on something like this. If anything, it's probably another small electronic device, maybe a little GPS unit or camera or something that you could put in there. This is probably, in my mind, we use that more on these days, but handy to have. Again, probably not something you seek out and just like, oh, I really need one of these, but when that happens, knowing they have something like this in the garage is probably a good thing. So from Absorbits, the Wet Electronics Rescue Pouch, pretty cool here. And then this is what was smelling good, and this says this is a bonus from Johnny Slicks. It's a Beast Bar, some really nice soap, 100% made in the USA. Let's see, this smells super good. Pretty cool. Does have like a cool icon squished onto it. Trying to figure out what the scent is. I wonder if every subscriber got a different scent. It's totally natural here, toxin free, non-animal tested, handmade by hands, ethically sourced, organic stuff. Smells really good, so cool. As far as a little value add thing goes, I like seeing that sort of thing. Beast Bar, rugged Beast Bar. Don't touch my bottom. Okay, here we go. So that is the basic box there. Let's move on to advanced. And right off, we have a giant cargo dry bag here. It's adjustable. I've seen these used for, yeah, say for hitches and stuff. So 30 inches by 20 inches deep by 55 tall. So it's almost 4.5 feet tall, a huge bag. I'm not even gonna try to put this on camera just because it's so big. I've seen one of these before. We'll just throw this example on here from the picture here. But it's the typical dry bag thing where you put all your stuff in and then you close the top and then roll it down and cinch it. It's like a giant version of that. You can use it on like a roof rack of a car. Or even if you're keeping stuff overnight at a campsite, you know it's gonna rain, but you have like some backpacks and stuff. This is another thing, you just throw a bunch of stuff in here and tighten it up. Pretty nice. So you may have a ton of use for this, you may not at all. I don't know, I feel like I've seen one of these in a previous sub somewhere. I think Right Line Gear is kind of the guys that make most of these things. I don't know, you'll either think that's super useful or maybe trade with that. I do like that it says toss in a truck bed, and that's true. If you do, even if you got a nice truck bed cover, sometimes those things leak, so nice to have to stow your gear. Okay, so we also have this figure 9 carabiner rope tightener. Let's see, so here we go. Take a look at this. Let's pop the seal off. Night Eyes makes all sorts of cool stuff like this. So we have, let's see, carabiner there. I noticed it said 150-pound weight limit. I don't know if that's from the carabiner itself or just however you cinch your rope. But kind of on the thing here, it gives you directions. Put your rope up under, pull it down over, go under that way and over that way, and you just cinch stuff down. Really simple, practical tool. I guess there's a little illustration of that there. And you got full-on instructions there for like how to do all these different knots and everything else. But Night Eyes stuff, it's one of those things you could probably go to their online store, just get one of everything and find a use for it. So depending on who you are, you're going to use this thing all the time or none of the time. Again, this is going in my truck. I have it for cinching some stuff down on the truck bed. Dig the idea of this. Love that you can clip on, instead of having to tie stuff on, tie knots and everything, clip the stuff on there and then use this to actually cinch down the rest of it as far as like the ropes and stuff go. So cool. There is your advanced box this month. Pro box is something a little peculiar. Because I saw pulling stuff out, there's a voucher. It's not actually an item, which is Interesting. I don't feel like we've done this before. So we got some people asking for some Wiley X glasses, it sounds like. So Wiley, they make like protective lenses and stuff. A lot of people in the military use these as eye protection when they're deployed. They also have nice glasses and stuff, polarized sunglasses and everything else. But instead of sending a single pair of stuff, I guess not everybody would like, they actually sent a voucher here, which I'm not going to open because I don't want you to copy my code there. But they got this big unmissable thing here, is making sure you know it's in the box, and they advise you to wait for Black Friday to actually redeem it. Okay, so what do you guys think? Would you rather have received an item there, or would you rather have the voucher? I kind of like the voucher system. Looks like it's just for glasses. I know they have some other stuff. Okay, cool. Well, I guess the hope is that all their stuff is $100 or less when you look at that, because I think they make some premium stuff. That's an interesting approach. So I don't know, unusual. I kind of do like that. If it's stuff you're gonna wear, I like that you get a little bit of a choice in it. Even if it's just choosing like your lens color and stuff, that's nice. So there's your Pro box. Still kind of processing what I think about that. I don't know. Okay, whoa. Big old machete, it looks like. So not your typical knife of the month, fixed blade or pocket knife or that sort of thing, but a giant blade. Let's slide this thing over from Condor tool and knife, El Salvador machete. Look at this. This is a big old, is that leather? It smells leatherish. We'll have to look at that. Big sheath, big hardy sheath. Carbon steel. Let's see. Rust if it's not maintained, make sure you clean it. Good to know. There's some of those. We mentioned those little beads right there. That's that little wet pouch over here. There's like the small example of what's in that. But check this thing out here. Thick plastic. All right, there we go. Pretty rad. Got a little bit of oil on it to keep it nice here. We got a wooden handle, definitely full tang all the way down the bottom. Big lanyard loop, which would be nice. I don't know, do people normally put lanyards on machetes? Is that a thing? A lot of the weight is towards the front here, which is probably awesome if you're hacking and chopping through stuff. It's pretty sharp too. If you're hacking and chopping through stuff, you want that weight towards the front, so just that lever physics mechanism of getting that lever weight towards the front there is really going to help you split some stuff and cut through some foliage and everything. Pop it here so you guys can see it. Let's see what we need to know. 18 inches long, 1075 high carbon steel, nice convex grind, walnut handle, yeah, leather sheath. It says watch those lower legs and swing this thing, okay, that's funny. So 23 inches long total, just shy of 2 feet. Got this massive sheath here. Slide that all the way in there. Oh yeah, very, very cool. Huge knife of the month in Pro Plus this month. Very interesting, very cool. Yeah, if you're in a machete, this is different from like the one you're gonna get at like your Dick's Sporting Goods or Academy Sports, you know, for 20 bucks. This is the real deal. A beefy one. If you, even if you're just looking for a creative way to clear some limbs in your backyard, go out there and hack away and have some fun. Be careful though, this thing is heavy and crazy. So there you go. That's mission 105. Giant machete from Condor. A voucher from Wiley X for 100 bucks. Get to pick out your own stuff. Let's see, we've got this giant dry bag here. We've got our rope cinch here. We've got some good smelling soap. This thing is just radiating good smell beside me, by the way. We've got the absorbance pouch. We've got this Delta emergency water filter system, very cool. And we have this fire starting rod. So there we go. If you want to get the subscription for yourself, be sure to follow the link on the screen or down in the description. Always an interesting mix of gear. Not sure, last month was like an all-time incredible box in my opinion, and this is a solid box this month too. Still trying to figure out how to feel about the voucher. That's just an interesting way to approach this in a subscription that I feel like I haven't seen before. So there we go. That is it for this month's unboxing. As always, if you dug the video, be sure to hit the like button because it helps the channel out a ton, and subscribe if you want to see more cool stuff and unboxings like this down the line. We'll see you next time.